And also you've got to factor in the fact that somebody's going to make a mess of it. It's just, you know, that again, the odds are such here in Vegas that somebody will make a mistake, at which point somebody will need to take an advantage of that and maybe do something special. So look out for a potential pole position from somebody who's never had a pole position, perhaps.
What's coming up could be 1 hour of absolute excitement. But given the conditions, it could be an hour behind the safety car. We just don't know which it's going to be. And oh my God.
First start come through past our commentary position and a rooster tail of about 20 feet high.
Fernando Alonso, thank you for that.
And that looked like enough spray to be. He's uncomfortable on the wet tire.
Yeah, he's on the wet.
I would much rather be on the wet for this type of condition.
And that is the reason I think Lando has said keep an eye on them, because obviously they want to see what they can do on full wets, because I thought intermediates, but now I'm looking at the tracks with the cars on it, I would say wets is probably a better option. It's that way.
One thing you have to look out for on this track specifically in street courses, all the paint. All those road paint that you see that indicates a right lane, a crosswalk, all of those surfaces are extra slick in these types of conditions.
Well, this is an amazing qualifying session, and such an important one. That's the other part. Championship's on the line, and it only needs one little error, and the championship could be upended immediately. Here's an irony for you. Do you know what the average rainfall here in Las Vegas is? 0.3 of an inch. I reckon we've got that already today.
And it takes barely 0.3 inches of water to send these race cars flying directly underneath them. I've been watching calling races for Fernando Alonso. These two world championships. He's got 423 Grand Prix appearances behind him. You can learn a lot in that amount of time, and that's another reason, as Jonathan just said, for his team to say, keep an eye on the Astons.
Well, if the wily old fox was going to do it, here's the time to do it in. He's had a pretty mediocre season by his standards, and he's looking to take Aston to that with something to smile about. Renewing a little bit more inspiration to create a car that will be worthy of his two-time World Championships. Looking for that third, perhaps, before he hangs it all up. That's all right now. It's all head down and concentration, Stroll included.
And remember what they always say, rain is the great equalizer, right? They were not happy with their car yesterday in the dry conditions. Aston Martin was struggling, but this could be an opportunity for them to be competitive.
No question.
Yeah, aquaplaning. Can't keep it on the track.
Well, you heard it there, aquaplaning, and if you don't know what that means, literally, you literally, it's like sliding across a puddle. You don't have any grip, and you just start floating.
Watch the, whoops. I was going to say, his left front, as he was turning to the right, was just stopped. You could count the treads on the tire, and then when he got the car back on balance, it spun.
It is the fastest tire. You'd like to make it work, but there is enough water. The wet tire does seem to be at least the tire you can finish laps with before you.
Well, ironically, there's no rain expected tomorrow. That said, I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, it could be very different, and therefore we could have a grid that we won't expect, and a race that we didn't expect at all, and a championship that could turn on its head.
Now, as Connor mentioned before, these are everyday streets here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So they have a crown higher in the middle than it is at the shoulders. Unlike a racetrack, which is like dead level from curb to curb. So you're going to get better running storm water, but it's also going to affect the handling of your car.
And Connor, another simple mistake that can be made in these conditions is just visibility full stop. I mean, going as fast as you can. But how do you judge just where and how fast you're coming up on the opponent? We mentioned it in the dry conditions in the previous section that you can look down at who's behind and who's in front, But what's the closing speed and in these visual conditions?
Well, it's so much this is natural feel. Yeah, and understanding that these drivers have been doing this all their lives, right?
Yeah.
So, and understanding where the cars will be slower, where they're going to be faster. There will be some surprises, but for the most part, you just have to find clear track, right? You don't want any car in front of you. In dry qualifying, you will, because you wanted that toe. The toe now is irrelevant, so you're going to just try to find the clearest space you can find on track so you can get to work.
Good point, yeah.
This is Oliver Behrman. Before he got in his car, the cameras caught him in the garage, high-fiving all of his mechanics. It was like, put me in that car.
Yeah, put me in, coach.
I want to go.
Top 5 all one way, so that's the faster tyre at the moment, but it could change quickly, especially as the tyres and the water dissipate on the racing line.
This final corner that we're watching right now, honestly, is absolutely crazy in these types of conditions. Because in the dry, easy, full throttle, no problem. Now, there's no run. Who is going to be the bravest? I mean, it's literally, this corner is going to be all about bravery. Right in front of it. I feel very privileged to be honest.
We are seeing them in dry conditions. They would pass that last corner at 200 miles an hour. Very interested to know what they're doing here because it looks very fast, but all the same in these conditions. And the routes to go, as I mentioned, are close to 20
Very impressive so far that he still took advantage of the track right at the beginning, and no one's even got close to them yet.
Yeah, I just wonder if this all started when they didn't move in FP3 and didn't do any laps. And so they probably got somebody on their mountain up in the distance there, or somebody who came up. You can hear from the engine note just how much grip there is out there. The engine note goes up, that means the wheels are spinning.
It's got an umbrella to watch this, though. You're truly in for a treat. This is fantastic to watch.
Well, and you always want it, doesn't matter whether it's 100 meters or the Soccer World Cup. You want to see the best doing the best they can. And this, I think, is that time for Formula One. Not that it's not easy in dry conditions, but this is just treacherous.
I'm in 25. Which one are you? 21.
I mean, he's even swirling that pass in a straight line. Problem for Leclerc.
Blocking the rear tires in the whole way. The gearbox almost shatters in the fronts, then you've completely lost control. But if you can just get away with a little bit of rear locking, that's okay, but that was just one step too much.
The first of 3 sessions with 5 cars. Q1 is 15 minutes long. Q2 is 12 minutes long. And Q3, with just the fastest 10 cars ready to battle for pole position, is 9 minutes long.
The other double-edged sword, of course, is you've got to go hell-bent for leather because you don't know if somebody's going to throw it in the wall in the next 30 seconds. So you better have something on the board. I'm looking at Sonoda, Piastri, Verstappen, all with no times at the moment. Times that are out of the elimination zone. Verstappen's got no time, nor a Sainz. But Piastri, could be out of Q1.
You saw how concerned Max was there with just getting a gap. He almost came to a dead stop corners before the main straight. Does not want any spray affecting him during this lap.
A few track limits deleted, their times, and of course if you do go over track limits, your time on that lap will be deleted, and like I said, every lap is crucial in these conditions. Whoa! Give it some. Yeah, it is. Sonoda, track limits deleted again. I tell you what, this is also tough for the director and the cameraman. How to keep up with it. Who do you focus on?
Still downshifting for this lap. Right. Super breath, like that's crazy.
Yes.
Oh, and almost in front of other cars.
Oh, he was.
Really dangerous.
Whoa.
we're used to seeing extended yellow flags until the particular incident is cleared away. But throwing yellow flags here in Las Vegas, anytime a car has, runs off at a corner, for example, he may be just fine, he may just front it around again and be on his way. But those yellow flags are there right away. Regardless of what's happening.
Quite literally, and the car and his helmet dry because he hasn't got out yet. 56.5, that's impressive.
Sainz, a 55.6, takes his place. A previous fast lap rejected for violation of track limits.
I don't want to say too many great things about Sainz, and his qualifying record this season has been pretty much abysmal. I think he's been eliminated in Q1. Yes, he has 14 times. But I remember a race in Japan a few years ago, and Stroll was immaculate. And he loves and relishes these conditions. You never know. This could be his day.
The rain is still coming down. Oh, yeah. Drivers are continuing to find more speed. They're getting faster. Every lap, you'll push yourself to try to have a little bit more grip and a little bit more time. These are the most difficult conditions you could ask for in golf.
You say they've gone out, they've been doing this 35 years, 100 years, yeah, it feels like it. But, yeah, this sorts out the champions, doesn't it?
Now, this is a world famous Las Vegas strip, so it has a bit of a crown to it. It looks like the water is draining better than at other parts of the racetrack because you're not getting those big rooster tails.
We're literally sitting here on the edge of our seats.
Really? I was waiting for the ritual to know the heart rate of some of these drivers.
You know, I often think people like Antonelli with the youth on their side, and sometimes you don't know any better. You just do it instinctively, as you say.
Pure bravery.
Yeah.
Max on a quick lap.
Sainz could be in trouble for enjoying
To give you an example, he cannot fully get to power until he gets to 50, which is incredible.
That is insane.
That's a lot of wheel spin.
And again, just like Hamilton, just letting off there, Verstappen finally putting a lap in front. Of course, the quickest lap, 1:55.064. The champ goes to the top.
4 minutes to go here in Q1.
In trouble at the moment, and you could also add Hockenberg, who's always good. Very rarely doesn't get out of Q1. And Hamilton now drops into the zone as well.
Jumps up into the top 10.
Yeah.
I'm sure Lando's very frustrated with that little too far the weight to break down that car.
Wilson does the thing. Hamilton needs a lap, so does Hadjar. Hadjar got it. He's fourth.
Oscar Piastri is 14th.
Here's Leclerc. Oh. What do you think? It's just like,
Yeah, just endless wheel spin. You're trying to short shift the car a little bit. The rear tires just stick to the track. And you also don't want to give up too much power by, getting the engine low.
close quarters in six. As they cross the line, Sainz goes second quickest for that toe. And looks like second stroll back up to the top, 154.4.
Wow,
Damage look like.
Get it stopped.
It looked like he was floating the whole time.
Yeah, aquaplaning, I think. And I just wonder, though, this runoff is straight off the track, and as you can see, he's literally going backwards towards the track. Would they call this as a dangerous position? And slow things down. We'll see. They put it out as a yellow.
Slow cars will be eliminated, the slow 5, and take their positions at the back of the grid. And right now,
Hamilton.
yeah, Hamilton, not Antonelli. Sevilla, 20. Yep. Colapinto. Oh, in the wall.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Oh, that's just awful.
Oh, no!
It
We have
will
a
just
crash.
happen that quickly.
We got a crash.
But everything is swimmingly, so to speak. That is brutal for right foot suspension.
You guys, we have a crash into the wall.
For the session, though, that he's got it into the pits, so that everybody else can carry on.
Absolutely. The question is there any debris that's been left behind? Hopefully not.
Verstappen looking to improve. He's second at the moment. Hamilton still in the drop zone in 19. The clock is ticked down. He hasn't crossed the line yet.
Oh.
Leclerc goes to 6th. On the bubble is Bierman. Albon's done. Wow, that's a shame.